What's poppin', everybody? This is Saber94 for all of the obsessed Charizard fans. I got just the deck to deliver today. Obsidian Flames is out and we get a brand new Charizard card, Charizard EX. And this is a deck that's going to be based around this card and a bunch of other Charizards. 5 different Charizard cards in this deck. From Charizard EX, Radiant Charizard, the V-Star, Stage 2. This is the deck for the Charizard people, that's for sure. Alright, so basic stuff. Charizard EX, new card from Obsidian Flames. They really wanted to make this card good HP, good ability, and good attack. And actually, the ability and the attack are great, they're not just good. Burning Darkness, it starts at 180 for 2, which is, it's decent enough, it's solid. It doesn't get one-hit KOs, but it's a good output for just 2 energies. But it has the potential to become a lot stronger really quickly. For each of your opponent's prize cards that they've taken, 30 more damage. So if they're just at 4 prizes, then this is all of a sudden 240. It's 240, right? Yeah, 240 for 2. That's pretty respectable. And then mid to late game, they take like, 3 to 4 prizes. All of a sudden you can get one-hit KOs on almost everything. So this guy can be a very dangerous revenge attacker. And that's not even half of it, because his energy acceleration ability is also excellent. You evolve into this guy, grab 3 fire energies from the deck, attach them anywhere. So basically, he just works, it works for you. You get him out and then he does the rest. Gets the energies on different Pokemon and himself, and then you're good to go. Now, Charizard EX, we do 3 because I want to do one of the Pokemon Go ones too, another stage 2. This card is really nice because it's a regular Pokemon, so we can use it as a regular attacker against some Pokemon that might be immune to, EXs and V-Stars. And Burn Brightly makes all of our fire energies on the field basically count as 2. So it's really nice. Basically, it means his attack works with just 2 energy, 170 for 2. That's solid as well. And he helps up basically everybody else. I mean, this guy is going to attack with 1 energy. Charizard V-Star can work with 2 energies, helps even Radiant Charizard. It's just good stuff. So I decided to do 3 in 1. There's no reason not to. I mean, he helps out a lot. Then we got Charizard V-Star. I don't know why they're so far apart from each other. But since we're running EXs, we don't really have any Vs. Might as well use the Charizard V-Star, right? Take advantage of the V-Star power / attack we can get once per game. Star Blaze, 320 for 4. It's still pretty solid. And this guy is also a Charizard, so throw him in here. Just a 1-1 line. If you want to do 2 and 2 for more consistency, then you're going to have to sacrifice other cards. So I do 1-1. It is going to suck a little bit when this guy is prized or where the regular V is prized, but we make it work. I've made it work. Explosive Fire can also be kind of solid too. It has damage counters, you can do 230. Set up those 2 KOs. That's pretty good stuff. I mean, everybody does so much damage that even if you do 130 and then, Charizard EX comes in, can do like 200, you get 2-hit KOs. So we're good when it comes to the damage output. So that's the Charizard V-Star, and then the Charizard V. We can only use the Brilliant Stars one now that the ones from, I think, Darkness Ablaze, there was another one that did 220 for 4, discard 2 energies. Was kind of cool. That isn't around, so we gotta run this guy. It's the only option from the same set. You don't really want to attack with him. I guess 180 can also help you to set up for 2-hit KOs, but because it's only 1-1, you really want to make sure this guy evolves into Charizard V-Star before you go into battle with him. Alright. I guess the rest of the line for the Charizard Stage 2 is the standard stuff. Max out the Charmander. This is the only one I have, but it's good. At least it has only 1 retreat. 60 HP isn't good. Tail on Fire does 10, and then you can grab a fire energy, attach it to this Pokemon. I wish it attached to the bench too, but of course they gotta make it bad. Any Charmander will do. Surprisingly, despite all the packs that I've opened, Obsidian Flames, I didn't get a single Charmander. So anyway, you can use this one, you can use whatever you got. And then Charmeleon, this one is the better of the 2 or the ones that I had. Heat Tackle 70 for 2 if you gotta use it. At least it softens up Pokemon decent amount. It's from the Obsidian Flame set, I'm pretty sure. Alright. And then everybody else is support. Can't forget about this guy too. Radiant Charizard. So the 5th and final Charizard. This one, our Radiant slot. I actually did think about doing, like, you know, Serena, maybe doing Oricorio, maybe doing some Gargana Seal and just having this be attack deck, but ultimately I thought it's not really gonna work out. This guy doesn't have any healing attacks like I forgot his name, the Fire Crocodile. Anyway, and yeah, I thought, you know what, this is Charizard, I gotta put in the Radiant Charizard, it's gonna put in some work. So obviously, if your opponent has taken a lot of prizes, Excited Heart makes Combustion Blast cost for 1 or 2 energies, and you can do 250. That's pretty powerful, and it just makes sense in this deck, so throw it in. A lot of Charizard shit for sure. Everybody else is support. I got the one Luminion V for support, Manaphy for bench protection, and then the new Cleffa right here. Good opening Pokemon to draw me cards, and it also has free retreat, which is nice. So if they don't kill it, then I'm ready to go. I can just freely retreat and then start attacking. And the one new as well with Mysterious Tail. So a bunch of support Pokemon, and then all the attackers are Charizards. Now, this deck is gonna be a little bit allergic to Path to the Peak. I gotta mention this now. We do have a few counter stadiums, but if Path to the Peak is into play, obviously this guy becomes useless with Excited Heart. You're not gonna be able to attack. Your Charizard EX becomes almost useless as well. He can attack, but if you don't have enough energies, you can't use Infernal Rain. And then this guy, he needs a bunch of energies too, so if you don't have a way to power him up, then you can be screwed, and also discards energy with Starred Blaze. Only this Charizard doesn't care about Path to the Peak, and it's another reason why I have him, because it can help. It can make this guy attack with 1 energy, stuff like that. Alright, now for the trainer cards, I'm actually going to start with the Stadium since I mentioned Path to the Peak. This is an answer to Path to the Peak. Plus, it just works in this deck, Magma Basin, get us fire energies. I don't want to over rely on this card because we don't try to dump fire energies in the discard pile. We want to get them from the deck with Charizard EX. But nonetheless, it does work very well in this deck. I mean, it's a fire deck. You can't put energies on the Darkness Charizard EX when it evolves, but you can put them on the Charmanders, you can put them on Charizard V. I mean, you can put in some work, and at the end of the day, even if we just use this to have it, get rid of our opponent's stadium, it's good enough, as opposed to just me using some different stadiums. This giving us some energy acceleration from the discard pile is always very useful, so might as well exploit that. So 2 of this, it's going to work as my counter stadium, give me a little bit of energy acceleration. We can't really afford the space for more. As you guys can see, I'm running a bunch of different things, and then the Pokemon, got a bunch of Pokemon too, you gotta admit that. So standard stuff, get our basics with the Nest Balls, and then 3 Level Ball to get the small Charmanders, 2 Ultra Ball to search our Stage 2's Evolution Pokemon. It should be good enough to work. Max out the candies, standard stuff once again, and got the Energy Search, get a little bit of Energy Search in there. Got the 4 trekking shoes, nice item-based draw, straight draw, and maybe if you dump a few fire energies, it can be good with Magma Basin. It all depends on how long we can make our stadium stick around. You don't want to go overboard discarding fire energies, but if you have to discard like 1 or 2, you could be fine. I don't have any ways to recover energies though. Like I was actually really thinking, should I use Super Rod here as opposed to Miriam, so I can recover some fire energies too as opposed to only Pokemon. But Miriam is just too good, Pot of Avarice. I guess I'm talking about it now, but this is one of the supporters. Recovery for our guys can be pretty important. The Charizard Stage 2 is Charizard VSTAR. never know what you want to get, and lets you draw cards too. So it's just too good. You're just gonna have to be careful with your energies. I only have 11 fire energies. It's good enough to get the job done, but sometimes, you know, you got to be a little bit careful because you can't spread them around and then things start dying and then you can't attack. It's never happened to me, but I've come close. Like, I noticed that maybe I evolve into this guy, I've got no energy left in the deck. And you just got to get by with the stuff you have. So you got to be careful. Anyway, what else do we got? I mean, I think the last item is the switch. One switch, never know when it might be handy. So you got to use it. And the rest of the stuff is pretty much supporter cards. Typical stuff, Professor Research, I only do 2 because we don't want to discard our stage 2s, our valuable cards. We need them, the candies. So you got to be careful of that. Got the 4 Eono, max this out, solid draw, beginning of the game, and then best disruption supporter, no doubt. Got the 1 copycat, tech copycat. Opponent has a big hand, you reap the benefits. I already touched upon Miriam. Then we got Shauna. Solid shuffle and draw 5. Weaker than Eono, but it's always going to be 5. And I mean, it's what we got. We don't got any Professor Oak's new theory / Cynthia. And then I got 1 Irida. Get me an item, get me that valuable rare candy that we need to evolve. And then I've got a few water Pokemon we can grab as well. I mean, worst comes to worst, if you don't have a use for things like Manaphy, you can just get them in hand. And then if you got an Ultra Ball, you can discard them. So you can do shit like that. Get Luminion to get a supporter for next turn. Luminion can really be a liability in this deck. Because all of my other guys have high HP, when I play this around, my opponent always wants to pull it and take advantage of it, as opposed to just killing another big EX. But I mean, what else are we going to put in? We don't really have that many options. If you use something else, what's that parrot Pokemon that's not even that good? It has less HP and plus discards and draws, I think. Anyway, point is that it really is, if you want like a support Pokemon, is the best thing we got. Obviously, I don't have any space to try and do like Pidgeot EX, or perhaps some people might want to squeeze in Barrel over here, but we're running at stage 2 with a stage 1 and Charizard, running a bunch of stuff, so it's not easy. It depends on how you want to build your deck, but Luminion, I mean, is not useless, obviously. It's just that low HP that your opponent can exploit. And what else? Cynthia's Ambition. If something dies, you get that plus drawn to have 8. And then Professor Oak, or Boss's Orders, actually. This guy is an Oak. To pull at the right time, win the game. This is basically the deck. There's a lot of Charizard in general from what I've noticed playing with this deck. But it's fine, we're using it ourselves, our version. All about every damn Charizard. Charizard fuckers everywhere is how I named the deck. And it's pretty good. Maybe this isn't going to be the definitive version. Maybe there's going to be better builds eventually. Maybe it's just best to use this with Arceus. I've seen some people do that. But I wanted to use Charizard VSTAR too. I wanted to take advantage of all of the dudes. This guy's pretty self-sufficient anyway. You can just pretty much make a deck with this guy on his own. And then instead of, you know, Charizard VSTAR, I can put Entei V, can put in some other Pokemon, some regular fire Pokemon. Can do all sorts of things. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed this deck profile, and I'll see you guys on the matches, of course. I did play a lot of matches with this deck in this short while, and I've done pretty okay, I will say. You'll see. You'll see on the matches. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. What-ay?